Good evening, family and friends. Tonight we're going to talk about something very personal, something that many might find a bit confusing, but it's a real part of some people's lives. We're talking about the human heart and how it works, especially when it comes to relationships with more than one person. This topic needs a lot of respect, deep understanding, and an open mind. Let's put aside any judgments and instead make room for a real conversation. The heart, as we know, is like its own universe. It feels, it loves, it longs for things, and sometimes its journey doesn't follow the usual path that society expects. It's in these less traveled areas that we need to be extra careful and show the most kindness to everyone involved in the story. Before we go deeper, we need to understand that these feelings are complex. It's never simple. When you find yourself liking more than one person, it's a whirlwind of questions, feelings, and tough choices. It's a path that can bring both deep connections and possible heartbreak. We need to approach this conversation not with disapproval, but with a real wish to understand what it means to be human. The feelings are real. The connections are true. The challenge is how we handle these situations in a way that respects the dignity and feelings of every single person who is part of this complicated web of relationships. It's a conversation about love, yes, but also about being responsible. This is very different from cheating, which we'll talk about later. We're talking about consensual non-monogamy, where everyone involved knows about it and has agreed to the setup. It's a structure built, ideally, on a foundation of being completely honest. Think about it. The ability to love is huge. And for some, that love isn't limited to just one person. This isn't a new idea, but it's often talked about quietly, hidden in secrecy and misunderstanding. Our goal tonight is to bring it out into the open, to look at it carefully, and to explore the rules that can make such relationships work, or understand why they might not be for everyone. Talking about having multiple partners often makes us think about our own past relationships. Have you ever wanted to see an ex-partner happy and faithful in their new relationship? This feeling is interesting. It often comes from wanting to feel good about yourself. It might mean that the love you once shared was real and that you were a good partner, worthy of that faithfulness. It can also show our own values, where we expect others to be faithful as a sign of their good character. This desire tells us a lot about what we think love and commitment mean, and it's an important feeling to think about as we look at different relationship styles and what they mean to us personally. If a complicated relationship is like a building, then its main supports are clear, open, and honest talks. This is a must. It's the lifeblood of any healthy connection, but in a relationship with multiple partners, it's 100 times more important. Every single person involved needs to have a voice and a safe place to share their feelings, their worries, their limits, and their wishes without being ignored. Communication here isn't just about talking. It's about really listening, about understanding the small details of each partner's feelings, and about checking in constantly. Schedules, feelings of jealousy, personal needs, everything has to be out in the open. Without this constant and clear conversation, the building is sure to fall apart because of assumptions and unspoken bad feelings. Hand in hand with communication is the sacred rule of agreement. Agreement must be enthusiastic, ongoing, and freely given by everyone. It's not a one-time deal, but a continuous process of talking things over and saying yes. Everyone involved must fully agree to the terms of the relationship. This means no forcing, no pressure, and no tricking. If one person feels pushed or unsure, the ethical foundation is broken. Respecting someone's no or their uncertainty is just as important as celebrating their yes. Agreement makes sure that everyone is a willing part of the journey, sharing not just the good times but also the responsibilities that come with it. It's the ultimate act of respecting each person's freedom and control over their own heart and life. Respect is the air these relationships breathe. It's more than just being polite. It means valuing each partner as a complete person with their own unique feelings, past, and needs. It means keeping the promises that have been made and being careful about how your actions affect everyone else. In a polyamorous setup, for example, this includes respecting the relationship between your other partners, a feeling called compersion, finding joy in your partner's happiness with someone else. This is a deep level of emotional maturity. Whether it's having one partner or many, respect is what changes a connection from just an arrangement into a truly loving and supportive bond. It's the promise that you see and honor the human side of each person you are connected with. These rules of communication, agreement, and respect are also deeply connected to many spiritual and religious ideas about love. While many religions promote marriage between one man and one woman as the ideal, their main teachings often highlight love, kindness, honesty, and treating others well. When you remove the strict rules and focus on these universal values, you find common ground. The most important rule is to love and not to cause harm. So, any relationship, no matter its structure, can be seen through the lens of whether it's built on principles that lift up and honor the spirit of everyone involved, or if it causes pain through lies and disrespect. The form might be different, but the ethical core of love and respect remains a universal truth. Let's be direct. Being in relationships with multiple partners can really take a toll on your feelings and mental health. Just managing the emotions alone can be tiring. You're not just handling your own feelings, but also the feelings of many people and the feelings they have for each other. Jealousy, feeling unsure of yourself, and worry are normal human emotions that can become much bigger in these situations. It takes an incredible amount of knowing yourself and being able to control your emotions to handle these feelings in a good way. You have to constantly ask yourself, can I handle this? Am I giving and getting the emotional support needed to keep these connections healthy? Your mental well-being must always be the most important thing, not something you think about later. This is where we need to draw a clear line between ethical non-monogamy and cheating. Cheating is a betrayal. It's a decision made alone and in secret, breaking the trust and promises that build a relationship. It goes against the heart's rule to love honestly. Cheating causes deep pain because it's based on lies. Ethical non-monogamy, on the other hand, works on the opposite idea, complete honesty and agreement. While it has its own set of difficulties, it's not a betrayal. Understanding this difference is very important. One path is built on lies and secrets, leading to sure hurt, while the other tries to build a framework, however complicated, on truth and mutual agreement. The tough choices are real and always there. How do you divide your time, energy, and resources fairly? How do you make sure no one feels left out or less important? These are not easy questions to answer, and the solutions need constant effort and talking things over. There's a risk of creating a pecking order, where one partner is more important than another, which can lead to bad feelings and feelings of not being good enough. The ethical challenge is to create a situation where each relationship is valued for its unique worth and each partner feels safe and loved. It demands a level of emotional smarts and a commitment to fairness that is extremely high. It's a constant balancing act on a tightrope of human emotions. Given these challenges, it's important to think deeply and honestly about yourself. You must look in the mirror and ask yourself the hard questions. What am I really looking for in my relationships? Am I running away from something, or am I truly building something? Do I have the emotional ability for this? Am I being honest with myself about my own jealousy and insecurities? This kind of self-reflection isn't a one-time thing. It's something you do every day. Understanding why you do things, your style of attachment, and what triggers your emotions is the first step toward handling any relationship, especially a complicated one, with honesty and grace. Your journey must begin with an honest conversation with the person in the mirror. In the Philippines, the laws and culture add another layer of difficulty. The law is very clear. The family code of the Philippines only recognizes marriage between one man and one woman. Bigamy, which is marrying someone while still legally married to another, is a crime punishable under the revised penal code. This legal framework shapes what society expects and accepts, making consensual non-monogamy a path that exists outside of legal recognition and often social acceptance. While relationships that aren't marriages don't fall under bigamy laws, the legal and social structures are built to support and protect one-partner relationships, which can create real problems regarding inheritance, child custody, and other legal rights for those in multi-partner relationships. Given the emotional and societal difficulties, never hesitate to get professional help. Talking to a therapist or a relationship counselor can give you a neutral, non-judgmental place to explore your feelings and figure out your choices. A professional can give you tools for better communication, solving disagreements, and controlling your emotions. This isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength and responsibility. It shows that you care about the well-being of yourself and your partners. Whether you are thinking about such a relationship, are already in one, or are dealing with the aftermath of cheating, professional guidance can be a very valuable guide to help you find your way. Remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. Ultimately, Every decision you make must focus on the health, safety, and well-being of every single person involved. This is the most important thing. A relationship, in any form, should be a source of growth, support, and happiness. If it becomes a source of constant stress, worry, or harm for anyone, it's time to rethink. This takes courage. The courage to have difficult conversations, the courage to set boundaries, and sometimes the courage to walk away. Your choices should be guided by kindness and a deep sense of doing what's right. The goal is to create connections that honor everyone's dignity, rather than situations that lessen it. So tonight, as we end this conversation, my heartfelt advice is this: know yourself. Understand your heart, your values, and your limits. Communicate with complete honesty. Lead with respect and agreement. And above all, make choices that promote emotional health and safety for you and for everyone whose heart is connected with yours. The world of love is vast and varied. Navigate it with wisdom, with courage, and with a heart that is, above all, kind. Good evening, and thank you for joining me in this very important conversation.